One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. So let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free. Mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm standing at the crossroads. I'm feeling like a lost soul. Don't know where I wanna go, but all I know is I wanna be free. They're telling me to let it be, but that just ain't in me, no. Jealousy and envy, but all I see is I wanna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Don't let it get the most of me. Eventually, I'm gonna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. Let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free. Mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I told them take their aim off me. Stop trying to get a name off me. If they would just let me be, I'm gonna be free. I told them take some chains off me and throw away the locks and keys. If they would just let me be, eventually I'm gonna be free.
As we speak in both LA and Miami Beach at the homes of Sean Diddy Combs. You know him as Diddy, formerly Puff Daddy, big-time rapper, big-time producer, big-time superstar, and now the feds at his houses in both locations. This is a live look right now. On the left, that's West Coast, that's LA. On the right, that's Miami Beach you're looking at. I want to show you in just the last couple of minutes in LA, agents holding what look to be guns as they walk into the home, as they enter the home, and you can see some of the apparatus there that they've brought. NBC News has confirmed that this is a raid being conducted by Homeland Security and that the warrant specifically came out of the Southern District of New York. Now, we believe this is tied to sex trafficking allegations. There's an investigation into claims that that the rapper may have been involved in this. So we believe this is connected to that. And we don't know exactly what they are looking for. It could be something as small as a USB drive, or it could be several boxes of documents. This could take several hours, considering that these are two separate homes in two different locations. And we're still trying to figure out where exactly P. Diddy is located. No one has been able to confirm that at this hour.
Wow. What's going down with everybody, man? Shoot, we're here to party, man. Cheers to everyone.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another show, The Dominant Effect. Archbishop.
That's right.
Beside me, my co-partner Mike Ball, and today we got a crazy story. You know,
a doozy.
Yeah, this story been going along for a while. So, um, but for the past couple of days, it's kind of stirred up a little bit because of you had the feds that then jumped in and started raiding houses of
Right, and this is done by Homeland Security, right?
right, right,
Right, and usually that pops off because there's usually a missing person, or there's anytime there's a missing person or children, stuff like that. That's usually when Homeland Security will, eventually get involved. Same thing with sex trafficking, stuff like that. So, wow. So this is going to run super deep. Now, this is something that I guess people could have. I guess now looking back on is going, oh wow, I guess there is a track record. Like, so that's what today is going to be all about, is kind of putting the puzzle pieces for everyone to be able to understand not just current events, but leading up to now, how it got to this point.
right.
So,
Yeah. So
yeah,
a lot of this story here, this story's been actually going on for a long period of time. Even back when there was several people now that has come out and been talking about the stuff that's been going on and what they've been going through, the stuff that had happened to them. Because as we see now, there's a price for stardom.
right.
Uh, you know, I never would have thought that, just based on what we found out so far, I never would have thought that it would have gotten to the point of what it has and all the little intricate stuff that was along with it. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
I always thought growing up, like, okay, you got people that can sing good, you got people that can rap good, you got, what I mean, and you just had somebody there at the right place at the right time that that heard your music and was like, okay, we about to work with you. You
Right.
know, when you watch all these movies and stuff from back in the day, how a lot of those R&B groups and stuff like that started. That's how it started. They ran up on them. They seen them somewhere. It was like, "Oh, you good? What I mean, come over. Let me sign you."
Yep. And that's
Nowadays,
exactly how that works.
right nowadays, let me slip my thing on here.
Headphones on.
Nowadays, it's a little different because nowadays it's like, okay, you really don't have to have talent, but there is something else I want from you, and if you do what I ask you to do, then you know you can be rich and famous. Just, I mean, as you want, but there's a price.
There's always
You
a
know,
price on something like
there's
this.
there's a price. There's a hefty price, and um, now it's coming out the way that it has, and you like. I mean, and we're gonna get into it a little later, but about different people in particular that brought this stuff on.
Right.
Um, but also on top of the fact that they raided the house, we also have a situation that went on where um, they caught that guy, what's his name, Brendan Paul, and they caught Lil Miami that was supposed to be quote quote drug mules for Puff
Right.
that
What
has
was going
been
on with
bringing
that?
right that has been bringing stuff over. And I mean, actually, they called Brandon Paul. Let me see what I got here. Brendan
Now
Paul was
that's
arrested.
the other drug mule, right? Brandon
Yes,
Paul?
yes, that's the
Uh,
one who used to play for the University of Syracuse.
Because so far it was just that man, right? And now this woman just came, or it just got released today?
Right, right, right. Yeah, it was just him at first, and then now they talking about Lil Miami was
Right.
as well. But they said um, that she had cocaine,
Mm.
and yes, this Brendan Paul, he was charged with possession of suspected cocaine and possession of suspected marijuana candy after federal agents intercepted his plane in Miami at the Miami airport. So then that's when this guy got caught. So you got a couple things that's going on at the same time. Okay, so you got the raid that's going on in Miami and Los Angeles,
At the
and
same time.
at the same time. They hit all three at the same damn time.
Wait, there were
And,
3 homes that
yes.
you got. Oh, I thought there was only the Miami and the Los Angeles location.
No. It's
Oh,
Miami.
wow.
It was Miami, Los Angeles, and New York. So they hit all three spots.
Wow.
I mean, and when they hit, they basically hit them at the same time.
Right.
You know what
Homeland
I mean?
Security definitely organized that,
Oh yeah, yeah, that was
Mm.
planned out to the gill. But
Mhm.
you got to think about this: the feds ain't gonna run up in your shit if they don't have nothing on you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, some of the stuff that they took out of that place was hard drives, computers, paperwork, documents, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Because you think about it, a lot of these people, you know, they keep a lot of stuff on file. You know what I mean? A lot of private stuff is hid on them hard drives, and you thinking a lot of times that you know go through and delete stuff off your computer, but it's not really deleted. You know, they can easily jump up and find it. But like I said, when we was talking about this drug mule thing, let me pop this video up so that everybody can see who this guy is.
Absolutely. Let's run it.
Look at here, look at here. Just who just got arrested, Mr. Brian Paul. Let's read this. It says, let me go down, because they finna lock his ass up. It says, Gospel of the City reported that Diddy's alleged drug mule, Brandon Paul, was arrested and charged with possession of suspected cocaine and possession of suspected marijuana candy after federal agents intercepted Diddy's plane at the Opa-locka airport in Miami. Oh, Diddy, you thought you were going to run straight for the border and not get caught or not get intercepted. But they intercepted you like the Falcons Super Bowl back in 2021. All right, or whenever it happened. But they intercepted you, Diddy, because they finna lock your ass up. You're going to jail. Going to jail. But anyways, that's all I can hear in my head. You're going to jail. But yeah, check it out, y'all. Brandon Paul just arrested when they intercepted the plane as Diddy was heading for the border.
Wild.
Okay, so you got him. Now you know I'm gonna make a joke about this, but I'm really not joking. But did you see the look on that boy's face? He ain't about to keep no secret.
No, hell
He ain't
no.
about,
Come on,
he ain't
dude.
about to keep no secret.
No,
Because
he's not going to the grave with that secret.
I mean, with that picture right there, he was one stage. He was one stage
Giving away from right there.
from having the snot bubble come out his nose, and he about to tell. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
He's that.
You could
He's
just
that.
look at him and know.
Exactly. He's that classic picture that when you see that picture, you like, oh shit, we about to go to jail.
Oh, we're going down.
That's
We're
what you
going
about to see.
oh man, we're
You know
going
what I mean?
down.
So, so can we say that dealing with him that he's got swallowed up?
Yeah.
We can say, okay, let's say this then. So, Mr. Brandon Paul, he's been
Would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
Oh my god, dude. That was amazing.
he's been swallowed up. Okay. Now,
Yes,
so
Will,
now,
I see you, by the way. Coca-Cola and Cheetos. That's a good combo.
now you know we got let's go back. Let's go back.
So we're gonna start running it backwards now.
Yeah, let's go back a little bit because you need to get an understanding about how this really is. Because you know, like we're making jokes about this now, but it's really some serious shit going on here. You know, which goes back to you got alleged sexual assault, alleged rapes. Um, you have a whole lot of messing with these young boys,
Yeah,
underage boys.
it was underage?
Underage boys, because there's a situation here back a while ago that was dealing with Usher. Now, Usher's mother, and I have a video for this. Usher's mother, when he was a young boy, um, once he got into the puberty age, right around 13, and his voice started changing, then a lot of the recording art companies didn't want to deal with it. So she went to Puff and asked Puff um, to bring him through this quote quote boot camp that he had.
Oh
So
wow, look at that. Usher at the age of 10,
so he
apparently.
went to this quote quote boot camp of Diddy's, and to basically teach him the ropes and to get him where he needed to be. Now, um, during this time though, you have this young child that was involved in some of these Diddy parties that was going on,
That's
and
what
a
they're
lot
calling it now, huh? Diddy
right,
parties?
right, and I mean, and basically they just freak parties with, I mean, you got a little bit of everybody there, and they doing whatever to whatever, and I mean, it is what it is.
Gross.
You got I mean, you got the sex there, you got the homosexuality, you got the drugs, you got everything you can name that's there. So the reason why I brought this particular thing up about Usher is because Usher's mother right now is trying to sue Diddy for what he done to her son. Because there was some stuff that took place um, dealing with Usher to where he ended up in the emergency room.
Oh shoot.
So let me play this video um, about his mother and what she's trying to now sue for. I mean, mind you, this has been years and years. I
Right.
mean, now she's trying to sue for this. But I'm gonna play this first before I
Let's
say
check it
anything
out.
else.
Usher's mom is allegedly suing Diddy. She's alleging that Diddy took his V card. When Usher was 10 years old, his mother let Usher go live with Diddy. Apparently his voice was messed up and, he was going through puberty. And so she sent Usher to Diddy saying that, saying that Diddy was gonna, train his voice. But he did a lot more than that. So now the mother wants to speak out because she's saying that there was a situation that happened when Usher was, I want to say 15 years old. He ended up having to go to the hospital because he was bleeding from his rectum. Now we all know what that means. Diddy was messing with that boy. But see, here's the thing. The mama didn't say anything back then. But now she's saying that Diddy basically messed Usher up. I believe that with Cassie filing her lawsuit, that's giving everyone the courage to come out and speak about what's happening, what has happened with Diddy. And I mean, Usher doesn't hide the fact that he was with Diddy and that things happened and that he saw some wild things. Usher even said that he's going to give Diddy a pass. So Usher has forgiven him. But his mother is saying no. And so she is wanting to file a lawsuit against Diddy. Now, what I want to know from you guys is, being that the mother sent him over there, and she said out her mouth that it was a business deal, because Diddy was giving her money. So, you basically sold your son to Diddy, allegedly. And now, I mean, Usher's like 45 now. So, here we are, a lot of years later, and you want to place a lawsuit for him taking his V card when you really should have been saying something back then. But better yet, you really should have never sent your son there. And the mother did an interview saying that she did her research. She said that she did all of her research and that she looked up who Diddy was and things like that. But baby, you must have missed a lot of red flags. There was something that you didn't read. You must have skipped a few pages. Because, yeah. Do y'all feel like the mother is justified for coming out now? I mean, you really can't tell anyone how to deal with the situations that happen in their life when it comes down to trauma. But do y'all feel like she should have said something earlier? And do you think she's going to win the lawsuit? Let me know in the comments. I'll holler at y'all later.
Oh man. So there was some red flags all along, and yet she didn't do shit about it.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
dude.
Stop the cap.
That's my question right there. Okay, so you basically gonna sue someone 35 years later,
Right.
right? When basically all in all, you actually pimped out your kid.
That's realistically what you did is you wanted the money.
You pimped out your kid, he paid you some money, and which he felt that he had the right to do what he wanted to do because he, you know what I mean? So he is what it is. You know what I mean? It's a word that it's a word I want to say, but I can't say right now.
No, I know, I get it.
But you know, frankly, I think she should be held accountable.
Fact.
You know what
Absolutely.
I mean, even being the fact that you trying to do it now to try to get some money now. You know what I mean?
And it comes back to the same motive originally was the money
Right.
ordeal.
Right. It's like a money grab. Okay, so what happened these whole 35 years though that you ain't said nothing?
You didn't do jack. You didn't care
You ain't
then.
said nothing. You ain't said nothing.
You
And
didn't care then.
not to mention that this kid had contracted a STI that he can never get rid of. And now, if you remember back a while ago, he was under some investigation to where this girl had came forth and said that he had gave her herpes. And it was two different females and then a guy that said that they had been with him and that they had contracted herpes from being with him. And it was a lot of closed settlements and stuff like that that was done allegedly. But it kind of just went away. You know what I mean? And I think one of the females was pregnant with twins, and she said that she lost her twins because of that. So it was a huge settlement done dealing with that.
Holy
But
shit.
so now you got a timeline. So if Usher's 45 now, and it happened when he was 10 years old, so you're thinking
Right.
35 years. So for 35 years, it's been nonstop
Cold.
action going on, with different people throughout.
So it's been 35 years of craziness, abuse all around.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, it went back to another thing that I had went back and had looked at going through this stuff is just naming off these different people that um, that he had done this to, and there was a lot of videos that came out. He had a bodyguard back who came out, and he had basically told everything there for a while.
Mm.
Matter of fact, I got a little piece of something that he was talking
Nice.
about.
Let's catch that.
And other people platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business. Right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in the mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp.
Brutal.
Right. Now that's coming from a bodyguard that he was actually Puff's bodyguard for a long period of time. So he started coming out not too long ago. Was telling his story about different stuff that had went on and what he had seen. Um, yeah, you're right. To the question that just came up, why they just telling it now? That's what I want to know. Why is it? I mean, it seemed like once the once the story came up
The ball
dealing with
started going. Yeah.
dealing with Cassie and that settlement, because there was a law that had went into effect then that you can you can go after people who had done something to you over a period of time. There was no
Yes,
statute.
and you can open it up for a very small while. You
Exactly.
can't it can't be a reopen case, and the whole thing past statute of limitations. Yes, it is past it, but you can actually go back now for a brief moment of time. You know what I mean? You can go back and fight the case then, and that's just law.
Right. So once that happened, that's when the floodgates opened. Not just on him, but a lot of people. See, now this is where the whole thing with TDJs came in at. The thing that came in with Puffer came in with that. It came in with Jamie Foxx. It came in with Russell Simmons. I mean, I can keep going on and on. There's been a lot of people right now that has lawsuits based on different stuff that they have done throughout these years. Now, when we're talking about this Usher thing and we're talking about the mom and saying that the mom basically pimped him out,
Right.
right?
Call it
Okay.
like it is.
Okay. So let's answer this question. How did Puff get where he was at?
That's a good question.
How did he get where he was at? Because his mom helped him get there. And what did she do? She pimped him out too. To Clive Davis. That's how he got his first job anyway.
No shit.
Exactly. That's where that came from.
Oh my God.
So the only thing he's doing the same shit that they did to him. You know what I mean? Because it's a cycle there.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
an
mean?
abuse
So
cycle.
right. So, you know, people who are not abused don't abuse people.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
That's usually how it goes.
Right. They go along with what they have went through. You know what I mean? So
It's what they know.
right. So it goes from one to the next one to the next one to the next one. You know what I mean? And then if you are an actual psychiatrist or something like that, then you gotta go back and try to piece all this together to figure out where the actual origination came from. And it came from his mother, which his mother has played a huge part in a lot of this stuff that's going on. You know what I mean? Because she's right there at them parties and all that stuff too. Because I remember I watched something back a while ago where they was saying that she was portraying that she had done XYZ, but then come to find out once they actually dug into it that she was basically a pimp. And the only reason why she was getting by the stuff she was getting by with was that his father knew a lot of political people, cops, and stuff like that. Because he was around during the time that Frank White and all them was running around. You know what I mean? So
it's on who you know, not what you know.
Right. So she got it. I mean, so she actually got away with it. Got away with a lot of stuff. So she was actually a madam. She was actually a madam there for a while.
Holy shit.
Time. You know what I mean? So that's how that part started. Okay. So then now you have what actually brought this stuff along was dealing with Cassie. And Cassie was, she was in the one group, and then they became boyfriend, girlfriend, and whatnot. And they were together for a period of time after um, after him and Kim had broke up. After him and Kim Porter had broke up. So um, this is where all this stuff started. This is where all the stuff started coming to a head because of the lawsuit that she put out. Now, she didn't put out a lawsuit to the point that there were charges filed. She put a civil lawsuit out. Okay,
What is that?
not a civil lawsuit is like
I thought you said okay, my bad. You said civil, so
yeah,
it's
a
not
civil.
going to it's not criminal
Right,
right now. It's civil.
right, right. So she did a civil lawsuit, and it started out with 60 pages. It was a 60-page lawsuit, but by the end of it, it went from 60 pages to 35 pages because a lot of people was mentioned in this suit.
Oh shit.
So you had because when she did that, she named names.
So essentially 30 pages worth of names?
Well, it went from 60 pages to 35 pages.
So cut down by 25 pages.
Right, right. Now, there
Dang.
was a lot of people that was implicated in that paperwork. You know what I mean? Namely, Jay-Z and Beyonce was also named in this stuff as being witnesses to some of the stuff that was going on. You know what I mean? Some of these beatings that she had took. Because what she was claiming in that suit was that she had been allegedly raped, sexually assaulted, that he would make her go out and get street workers and he would sit back and watch them perform sexual acts to her and to him. That he would beat her and make his staff members take her to different hotels or whatever and make her stay there until she healed, so that way nobody seen her. It was a bunch of stuff that she had put out here. But let me see here.
It's going to be video time, everybody. I
Yeah.
love it.
So, well, I got two because I have one that talks about the actual lawsuit,
Okay.
but then I also have one where somebody actually explains what this lawsuit was.
Okay, perfect.
Because the way it was set up, it was that his business paid it. You see what I'm saying? The way it was worked out, you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second.
Young woman at the time, her name was Cassie Ventura. It was 2005. She was 19 years old, and she met and became the girlfriend and employee, she alleges, of Sean Diddy Combs of his mega record label. She was a singer herself, but she goes on to say that during this time that she was abused, she was a part of the cycle of violence, physical and sexual abuse. There was uncontrollable rage. Some of the specifics she says that she was raped in her own home when she tried to leave him, that she was often beaten, kicked, punched, stomped on, resulting in bruises and burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. That he blew up a man's car at one point when he thought that that man was interested in her, that he introduced her to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol, substance abuse, and required her to produce illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. Now, there are always two sides to every story, and his attorney has released a statement to CNN, which reads, in part, Mr. Combs denies these offenses and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. baseless and outrageous lies aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and simply seeking a payday.
Attorneys were really brilliant. They didn't sue just Diddy. They sued his corporations.
They sure did.
And they sued his corporations and sued in her capacity as an employee. When you do that, it triggers commercial liability insurance.
Yeah.
And it triggers another policy called directors and officers. Okay. And we know he's a director of these companies as the CEO. So now you got two policies. What happens then is it takes away Puffy's ability to settle. It's not his choice no more.
So it's no longer personal accountability. It's his organization.
It's his organization. And it's no different than like if you hit somebody with your car. Mm-hmm. Let's say you have State Farm. Mm-hmm. State Farm gets to decide to settle, not you. You could say, I didn't run the stop sign. That's not true. They're lying. If State Farm says, we don't care, we did our investigation, we're settling. That's it. That's what happened here. So because they added those claims, the corporate insurance carrier got to say, read over and say, oh, hell no, we giving her the money.
We're hearing you. Diddy's public reputation is done.
It's done.
Yeah.
And if he wants to be able to leave anything to his children, he needs to walk away from all of these corporations.
Damn, he can no longer be the head of his corporations.
Well, remember, didn't I say directors and officers liability?
Yeah.
More than likely, what will happen is those insurance companies, they have the ability to say, we won't renew your policy if he continues to be a director or officer.
Hence why he might have sold the rest of his shares of the company. And
you talking about in Revo?
Well, what just happened? You know, I mean, he just sold the rest of his shares of Revolt. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
He sold it to Revolt to a undisclosed person. They haven't came out yet. That's exactly who it was that bought it. But they said that it was, it still remained black owned, but they haven't came out yet as to
who it is, right?
Who bought it yet. They did say they were going to keep the staff that were there, were going to remain there, but they haven't disclosed yet as to who it is that has purchased it. Yeah, so that's the reason why the lawsuit was settled so quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like when that first came out, it just said, you know, within 24 hours, that lawsuit could settle. Boom. And everybody was thinking like, damn, he knows she telling some shit because he's going to settle the very next day. Well, as you've seen there, it didn't really have everything to do with him because based on how that suit was filed, his insurance was like, you know what? Nah, hell no. We paying that shit right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's how that got paid as quickly as it did.
So they knew that the hand would be forced right there in that exact moment.
Right.
Timing.
Right.
Wow.
You know, but like I said, there's a lot of stuff that was in that particular lawsuit that a lot of those pages were scratched. You know what I mean? And it was, like I said, it was implicating some other people, which I got something for that too.
Girl, I know a lot of people have been saying that folks are forcing Beyonce and Jay-Z into the Diddy train wreck. And I would have said the same thing too, until I found out that Queen Bey and Jay-Z were edited out of the original lawsuit filed by Cassie. Honey, these people allegedly know exactly what was happening to Cassie down to the graphic details, because they allegedly witnessed it. So what exactly was in the lawsuit about Jay-Z and Beyonce? And is Queen Bey just another victim just like Cassie? First of all, let me start by noting how Cassie's lawsuit was initially 60 pages, but it was narrowed down to 35 pages. Now, if we already find the things in the 35 pages horrific, imagine what else is in there that had to be edited out. Clearly, what they edited out was worse than what was left in the lawsuit, and apparently, in the lawsuit, Cassie also implicated Jay-Z and Beyonce by talking about something that went down at one of Diddy's parties, and Beyonce warning her about Diddy. And we already know that Cassie had a conversation with Kim Porter, who warned her about Diddy before she died.
I will advocate for you. Because, see, I know something that a lot of people don't know. I know that you and Kim Porter had a sit down right before she left us.
Allegedly, Cassie actually found out what happened to Kim, and she not only kept quiet about it, but Diddy reportedly forced her to hide the details. Regardless, according to Jaguar Wright, when Kim was alive, she did try her best to keep Cassie safe.
And I know Kim had some very good advice to give you, and I believe that this is why things are happening as they're happening now. Kim was smart, wasn't she, Cassie? Kept you alive and kept you safe. I will advocate for you.
According to sources, Cassie also got some good advice from Beyonce, and shout out to Tough News who got the info from someone saying, I want to put you on notice about some more info that is coming out from the original 60-page lawsuit that Cassie and her lawyers initially filed against Diddy. So it's been said that Jay-Z and Beyonce were implicated in the lawsuit for witnessing Diddy strike her and push her down at one of Diddy's parties. The location, time, and date of this occurrence was not given due to other privacy issues and other concerns regarding this matter. So, in the initial lawsuit, it said that Cassie fled upstairs and locked herself in one of the bedrooms after the incident with Diddy took place. Diddy's security tracked her down, and Cassie took 30 minutes or more to get herself together. Then, once Cassie was on her way returning to the party, Beyonce and Jessica Alba were waiting in the foyer of the house to check on her. Cassie said that Beyonce was visibly upset, and as Diddy and Jay were walking towards them, Beyonce blew a gasket and screamed at Diddy, telling him what he did was highly offensive and unacceptable. Apparently, Diddy got on his knees and apologized to Cassie, Beyonce, and Jessica. Now, before I even get any further, see that part about Diddy going on his knees? That is something that has happened before with Diddy. It's something he usually does after he gets confronted for roughing up the women. Remember the incident that happened with Kimora Lee Simmons? While attending the Manhattan City Center's 2004 benefit performance of The Owl and the Pussycat, Kimora Lee was interviewed by New York Magazine, and she told the reporter that Diddy threatened to hit her when she was pregnant after an outburst. Diddy didn't actually lay hands on her, but he reportedly went on his knees and apologized to Kimora in public. Honey, that's how I'm pushed to believe that whoever spilled about Beyonce witnessing Diddy put his paws on Cassie and then went down on his knees to publicly apologize knew exactly what they were talking about. Anyway, apparently Beyonce was also reportedly super mad at Jay, and she asked him why he was comforting Diddy instead of checking him. And she reportedly even told Jay that she was starting to lose respect for him. After that incident, Beyonce, Cassie, Jessica, and about 20 to 25 people left the party after witnessing what happened or hearing about.
Holy smoke. Holy smoke.
Yes, it just keeps going on and on and on.
Oh,
like I said,
man.
You have a lot of those. You got to think. You went from 60 pages to 35, and a lot of those pages was implicating other people. You know what I mean? Now, there's been plenty of people that's been speaking out. I mean, 50 been talking about it for a while now. He's been calling Puff. I think he's been like the major one
to be doing it.
Right, that's been calling Puff out about the stuff that had been going on. You know what I mean?
Yep. If he's saying something, that should at least say something within that aspect.
Right. So so you have him and you have Jaguar Wright. She had came on months ago, and she was going through telling everything. You know what I mean? She went all the way back as to everything dealing with Biggie, and like you also know that this was also the anniversary of Biggie, the same day that they got raided. So she was talking about Biggie's death and the fact that Biggie was actually leaving Bad Boy. He had already made plans to leave Bad Boy and start his own label.
Oh shit!
When he was killed, you know what I mean. So it's a lot of other stuff that's going on because there was other people that it seemed like the ones that actually challenged him.
Mm-hmm.
are no longer here. So you had Biggie, then you had the whole thing with Keefy D saying that Puffy promised him $1 million to do pop, which that hasn't been to court yet, so we can say that's allegedly.
Alleged, right.
That hasn't been to court yet, but he did come out and write a book about it, and then he was also on several podcasts talking about everything in in detail as to what all took place and the fact that where it came from and who offered to pay it. So then you got Craig Mack, who was complaining about not getting all of his pay and his royalties and his masters. End up dead. You had Black Rob that ended up dead. You had Biggie that was planning on leaving Bad Boy and start his own thing. He ended up dead.
Man, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, so it's a line of stuff that's going on now. Even with his ex-wife Kim Porter, she had actually wrote a book talking about all the stuff that was going on, and then she mysteriously passed away of pneumonia. But the crazy thing about that one is that he had bought her casket prior to her even getting sick and dying.
Wait, what?
Stop the cap.
For real? Why would he do that?
Yeah, he had already. I don't know. You know what I mean? Which leads you to believe, like, okay, you know something.
Something's weird here, dude.
Like she didn't know she was about to die today, but you did. You know what I mean?
Damn.
And she was about. She was about to come out with a lot of the stuff that he was out there doing.
So do you believe in coincidences? You know what I mean? Is there?
Well,
damn,
it's crazy. But I got the thing with Biggie, I'm gonna put it out there because I always wondered when Biggie passed because I knew that he was about to put out an album, and then that was the final one, and then he was going to do his own. Well,
and that was well known.
Yeah,
to be the case.
Yeah.
Wow.
Believe it. So, but you notice not only did he get killed, but that album never came out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Puffy has made his money through all these years off of Biggie. That's where the majority of his money came from.
Holy shit.
Now, nowadays it's different because he's in some of these different companies and stuff, and he's more on the party side and doing the alcohol and stuff like that. But for all these years, his money came from Biggie.
Wow.
So if Biggie would have actually lived to leave Bad Boy and start his own label, where would he be right now?
Right. Totally could be still making music, maybe even now. You never know.
Because there was also a situation back when they was talking about him keeping the masters, not wanting to give the artists their masters and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I got a little snip right here with Jaguar Wright that was talking about Biggie actually planning on leaving. Now, a lot of you ones who don't know who Jaguar Wright is, she's been around R&B and hip hop for years and years. You know what I mean? She was in just about everything that you could think of. You know what I mean? So she ran around with all of them. You know what I mean? For many, many years. You know what I mean? So a lot of the stuff that she puts out there and that she talks about, she knows because she was actually there.
She was actually right there. Yeah.
Right. So
is this who I think who I think you're talking about, by the way?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just a second.
All right.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Fucking Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse is very valuable, the commission. What happened to that album? It was recorded. It was being mixed and mastered upon Biggie's death. It was supposed to have came out that summer after Biggie's album because Biggie's album was slated. He died a week and a half before his album came out. Then the commission was supposed to come out, and that was supposed to be his exit from Bad Boy. And then starting his own company. So tell me something. I think everybody that knows Sean Carter knows that he will slump anyone in any relationship for $1.
Damn. Yeah,
You know,
wow.
I mean, the ones who don't know who Jaguar Wright is and want to see that particular video, you ought to go there and look at that because she puts out everything. And
She puts out all the info.
She puts out all the stuff. I mean, dealing with Puff, Jay-Z, Beyonce, I mean, everybody. She runs down the line. You know what I mean? So like you said, then there was another piece that I had read where you know that he just took shit just too far. So those of you ever watched the movie New Jack City?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. So I know a lot of you watched New Jack City. And you know, it was one guy that played on there. His name was Christopher Williams. He was an artist. But he was the one that Nino Brown called the pretty motherfucker over here, you know. So there was a secretary had made a statement saying that she came into Puff's office. The door was unlocked, so she figured nobody was there, and she just walked in. And when she walked in, she seen this man here on his knee, Puff. Doing fellatio at that point.
Damn.
Come to find out, it was supposed to been, it was done because I think Busta Rhymes came out later on and talked about it and said that was supposed to have been done because he was trying to get back into the industry. And that was like, okay, you want back? How bad you want it back? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's
we'll see how bad you want it.
Right. And that's what a lot of this stuff has been about. You know what I mean? These people, not just him, but these people has been putting money in these guys' pockets, but at a price.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's a price there. So
I wonder what that price point is.
You're gonna lose your goddamn manhood. That's the price.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're gonna just put it out there. But you know, the only one of the ones who put it out for everybody to hear was Cat Williams.
Mm-hmm.
When he did that show.
When he sat down, Club Shay Shay.
He came out with it, and he came out and said that he had turned down $50 million 4 times. 4 times he turned down $50 million.
4 times.
So you gonna pay $50 million for that?
$200 million supposedly bypassed.
He was right. He was offered $50 million 4 times.
Holy
matter of fact,
shit!
Don't take it from me. Watch.
$50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
I need another one. You here, get you another
Thank
one.
you, sir. Thank you.
Come on.
Because early on, you was accusing me of being...
Cat, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, but you know, some of these people...
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Cat, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner. You my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word.
This is getting deep.
Mm-hmm.
Let me push this one.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now you heard what he said.
Yeah, and his virgin hole.
Yeah.
Stop capping.
Stop the cap.
Holy shit.
You know, but if you watch that video further, he talked about somebody else, and I'm not gonna say his name. You have to watch that video. But he said that it was him and someone else. And he said, I didn't accept it.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody else did.
Of course. Someone else is going to accept it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, like I said, this stuff has been going on for years and years and years. But you know, like I said, you got a lot of these people coming out now. So, you had the one boy group with Omarion, and then they're talking now. Talking about how Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston and Diddy, that they and Jermaine Dupri had taken advantage of them, and you know had them in different rooms doing stuff and blah 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 blah. Like it went on and on and on.
Right.
These are kids.
Mm-hmm.
These are kids though, because if you remember during that time, that was the little kid boy band group. You know what I mean? So these are kids that you're preying on. So they have a group. It's called the Boule. Are you familiar with the Boule?
No. I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah,
What
the
is
Boule
that?
is basically it's a secret society where they do a lot of rituals. Blood rituals,
Oh boy.
etc. And a lot of it is dealing with boys, young boys.
Man, why are people so fucked?
Mm-hmm. Where they do blood rituals where they drinking blood from young virgin boys, all kind of stuff. I mean, it's a lot of crazy shit that goes on there, but it's a lot of these people, a lot of these stars that we sit here every day and listen to their music and watch them on TV and everything else, and you big fans of these people that belong in this group.
Mm-hmm.
That does this shit right here. You know what I mean? But no, it's not Freemason. You have a lot of these people that's into this shit, like Epstein and all them. Okay, so when Epstein came out, what happened? They put all that shit off on him. Okay, he had that island. All these people was over there. You know what I mean? They never came out with everybody that was out there on that island. They only picked out certain people. You know what I mean? They only picked out certain people that was there. They never went through and told who all was there, everyone that was there. They just made out the ones that they wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to know that they were there. You know what I mean? Like Trump was there.
Right.
Clinton was there. Oprah was there. What's his
It's
name?
serious?
The guy that, what's his name? The guy that played Smokey on Friday. I forget his name right off. Anyway, he was there. Like they named off certain people that they wanted you to know was there.
Of course, they're gonna do that.
Prince Edward, he was there. But you know, it was a lot of them. It was a lot of them dignitaries, a lot of movie stars, a lot of them people were there, and you know what all went on there. But they gonna cover a lot of that shit up.
Is Chris Tucker the name?
Yeah, there you go, Chris Tucker.
Triple P got it for us. Thank you, sir. And Steve Easy as well. Good job for everybody.
Because you got to think, like right now think about all this. So we sitting here and we talking about this shit with Diddy. Okay. Now we already know about all the nasty shit that he did, and how he out here pimping out these dudes, Meek Mill, French Montana, we can go on and on and on with all these different ones that he done violated the fuck out of. Now, like I said before, he's not the only one, but he's the one we're going to talk about now. The reason being is because he was the next on the list. Somebody has to be a sacrificial lamb. It's your damn turn, because you already getting sued and shit anyway, so you might as well just
go down. Damn.
You know what I mean? So now we was talking about a couple years ago when we was talking about R. Kelly and talking about, oh man, this is awful about what he was doing, blah, 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 blah. He's doing the same shit. You know what I mean? A lot of them parents that R. Kelly was messing around with them kids with, he was paying them parents. Puff did the same shit. They were doing the exact same shit.
This is crazy.
I mean? The only difference between R. Kelly and Puff is that ain't no dude pop up talking about R. Kelly that did anything with him. Puff packing everybody. Everybody. You know what I mean? It ain't no limit. 8 to 80, blind, crippled, crazy, male, female, fucking dog, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? He doing it. You know what I mean? He doing
it's
it.
Crazy. Yeah, really doing it.
It sounds crazy, but it's absolute truth. It's what he doing.
So
you know what I mean? And he's been doing it for a long time. So my question is it being the fact that he's been doing it for so long, and y'all know he's been doing it for so long, why did it have to go so long though? Why is it now that you want to do something? When you let all those years go by, now you want to do something. Why? Because he's a sacrificial lamb. His ass is next.
Now, is that part of the reason why Cat did what he did, going on that, Club Shay Shay and kind of exposing that whole ordeal? Do you think that really started this whole Diddy, like all of a sudden it's kind of going crazy on him, the focus is on him, the limelight's on him, on every aspect. Everyone's looking at him right now because did it happen from this interview?
Well, if you notice though, when Cat did his interview, what's the first thing that he said? He said, you've had all these other people on, and they've said everything that they wanted to say. So now I'm going to say what I want to say. And he went through and he named all these different people, and he said 2024 is going to be the year of reckoning.
Yep.
People are going to be exposed this year for what they've done.
He did say that. And I mean, because I watched the video, you know what I mean? I watched the whole interview.
Right. So, and that's exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? Now, I think that if the Cassie lawsuit didn't come out, if they didn't pass that law saying that you could go back and do this, would you heard anything? Probably not. Probably wouldn't have heard a word about it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you got these people coming out now that this stuff happened to when they were children. Now they coming out now where they, late 30s, early 40s, talking about all this stuff that went on. But you didn't talk about none of this shit before. So that meant that you was right along with it. You know what I mean? You was right along with it because you was getting paid to do it. You know what I mean? So when the checks went dry, now you want to talk about it. You know what I mean? It's still wrong. Still wrong.
It's all down to a money move at the end of the day. Every time it's a money move. It seems like, anyways.
Right. I mean, it's a money grab, but also the truth is finally coming out as to what the industry is actually about. You know what I mean? Even if you scratched off who it was that done it, now they coming out telling you what the industry is about. You know what I mean? It's not about how talented you are. It's not about whether you got a voice of gold, because
It's about what you're willing to do and what you're willing to sacrifice.
there you go. Because technology now will take somebody that can't sing 2 bars and make them sound like
Yeah.
Fred Astaire.
Yeah, you could get a random dude that is just hungry enough in the middle of Minnesota, you know what I mean, and just throw him into with an audio engineer, and of course make him sound anything you want, and make a crazy ass hit.
Exactly.
You of course can do that.
Exactly. Because I mean, think about it. What is most songs now? What is most rap songs now?
Well, they're really yes, and not only that, these rappers aren't even rapping like how it was in the 90s and the early 2000s, early 80s or 80s and stuff like that. It's nothing like that. These guys are doing what is called punch-ins. So what they do is they punch in with the engineer, they say a single line, and then they stop, and then they punch in again for the next line, and then they punch in again for the next line. So to me, I don't think that's music making. Right there, you're really winging it. That's called punching in, guys. So that's the industry, what we know it as. That's why I like playing actual guitars and stuff like that. You know, I like being in the studio, actually working some engineer shit.
Exactly. Half of these songs you don't even know the words to anyway. You know the hook and the beat. That's all you know. You know what I mean? You'll sit there and sing that whole hook, and then when he's saying anything else, you like no 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 no. Get crunk,
yeah.
Get
crunk with a K.
You know what I mean? That's what you remember. You don't know nothing about the song because half of them are imposters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
if not more.
Right. You use these people like, okay, you want to get there? Okay, cool. Here, I got something for you. You know what I mean? It's like your ass going to jail for the first time and a motherfucker leave a honey bun on your pillow.
Yeah, you better not take that shit. You take that shit, you know what's happening.
Right. You eat the honey bun. I'm gonna come back later on. Hey,
and now
I'm
you owe
need that
me
honey bun back.
Yeah. Hey, Tyrone's coming back over going, hold up, stop capping.
Stop the cap.
Where my honey bun at, though? Because if you don't got it, you're going to have to give me double, you know what I mean? If not more. You might be bending over in the shower somewhere.
Right. So this is a whole mess. Now, what's going to happen, though? Like I said, he's going to jail. They're going to get his ass.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to because so much has been told. He's going to have to.
They're going to PC him up. I guarantee it.
He has to be the sacrificial lamb. He has to. You know what I mean? Because too many people are talking about it. Too many people are telling all the shit that he done. Now, you also know that with him, if he's done shit, you know he knows about other people that's done shit. You know what I mean? Because they was also saying that a lot of the stuff on those hard drives was that he was recording people who was coming to those parties that was doing stuff at them parties and was using those videos to get what he wanted, basically blackmail. So that's why he was able to move around and do stuff that he wouldn't have normally been able to do because he caught him with the pants down.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do with somebody who knows everything about you?
Right. That part.
You got to get him out.
Now you're worried. Now you're worried.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to get him out the way. So that's what you're going to run into.
2 and 3 can hold a secret if 2 are dead or 3, whatever. You want to do a lot of this shit by yourself, guys. Like if you're going to, I just say this. No one is going to hold their tongue anymore. No one lives by that moral ethic and code anymore. That's what I've learned, is that nobody does that shit. Now, this is off topic a little bit, but still, like I don't know why these people do all this. And then they know that you got all these people that got every bit of info on you, and now you're screwed. Why'd you involve them in the first place? Crazy. Right. Domino effect. Yep. Just waiting on it.
I mean, but what do you do? Literally. What do you do when you know somebody that's in trouble right now that knows everything there is to know about you? You're going to eliminate it.
That's essentially if it's for life or freedom and all that shit, dude. Yeah, people will go all the way out, dude.
I mean, he ain't running around. He ain't running like he's running because he's scared.
Mm-hmm.
He's running like he's running because he's a dead man.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, he's freaking out right now.
He knows too much.
Mm-hmm.
He
Holy
knows,
shit.
so they, like they were thinking, how they came on the news. What were they saying? That the plane took off in California, making a track to the Bahamas or whatever, that he was on the plane. No, he wasn't. He was right down here in Miami.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he
When they
tried to get
intercepted his
in Miami,
ass.
and he was like, oh, no.
And then they tried to play it off, like even the lawyer had, come out with a statement, I think yesterday or today, saying how he wasn't running and all of that stuff, that they got to speak when they got intercepted, that they spoke to authorities and all of that shit, and that that Diddy isn't under a no-fly, list or anything like that. So he theoretically can go anywhere he wants. Stuff like that I did see.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily true. He can,
And that's probably not true either, but that's straight from what the lawyer said as of yesterday. I want to say it was yesterday, but a lot of this shit has been coming out yesterday and today especially.
mm-hmm.
A lot has come out.
Yeah, it's it's a lot of there's a lot of speculation as to what's going to happen next. But you've heard throughout the years of different stars and whatnot that just all of a sudden just poof, I mean, something happened and all boom, they gone. Whitney Houston. Where they find her daughter at. Same identical thing that went on with her daughter. You know what I mean? You had Prince. You had Michael Jackson. Same shit. You know what I mean? It's if you think that these people that I'm mentioning didn't have any was not involved in all this stuff here, you're sadly mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
All of them is involved in this shit. But like you said, everybody can't stay. Somebody got to go. And being the fact that you got so much heat on you right now,
right? You're going to be the sacrificial lamb. You're gonna take it.
You gotta go.
And Hope Dog, what was Homeland Security doing there? So anytime that there's a sex trafficking cases or missing persons, whether they're children or adults, that's when Homeland Security gets involved.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you see how they came though?
Yes, in the first video, right?
Right. They came in full military riot gear, the whole bit.
Yeah, they did.
You know what I mean? And they hit all these spots at the same time. You know what I mean? And
see, I thought there was only those two locations. I didn't even see that third one.
Well, I heard the New York one this morning on something
wow.
Yeah, I heard that on another show this morning that I was listening to when I heard about the one in New York. But even with the one in LA and Miami, they were both hit at the exact same time. You know what I mean? And what was the stuff that they took out of there? Hard drives, computers, paperwork. You know what I mean? Because they know, think about it, like even with a serial killer, you ever notice that when they catch a serial killer and they go through all their stuff, they find like little trinkets that he has, so that way he remembers the person that he did this to. You know what I mean?
It's like a memento from each person, each body, quote unquote,
exactly.
Each one that he's conquered. Yeah, so I've heard that multiple times.
Yeah, so when you go through a lot of this stuff, and they went through a lot of his stuff, and they took out a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The question you're gonna find now is, okay, what are you gonna find on them hard drives?
That is the question right there.
Especially when they was talking about how he was taking pictures and videos of different stuff and was using it as blackmail for other people. You know what I mean? Are you gonna find all that? You know what I mean? And then when you find it, what you gonna do with it? You know what I mean? Because you know he probably have some real good stuff on some really important people.
Right. That part. Yep. 100%.
You know,
100%.
so after you see it, what are you gonna do with it? You know, so like I said, you got a lot. There's a lot dealing with this, and you know,
Yeah.
by the day, it's gonna be more. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be more. You know, personally, I think he deserves everything he gets
Mm-hmm.
based on the
I agree with that.
years that he was able to get away with it. You know, that people turn a blind eye to it. You know what I mean? Where you know, give somebody a couple of dollars and they forget,
Yep.
you know,
Happens all the time.
what done happened to them. You know, I guess money is the cure all for everything. You know what I mean? So you can violate me and sexually assault me and put me in the hospital messed up and give me an STD and all that. But as long as you give me this money, then I guess it's okay.
I could never imagine for any amount, you know, and no wonder, you know, why Cat, you know, shut down 4 $50 million deals, you know, like because you're having to give up what, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're sacrificing a lot here.
I mean, like even with the Cassie thing, she's at fault too. Because you stayed with him all them damn years and taking them ass whoopings. You taking these ass whoopings, you taking these alleged assaults, these alleged rapes, and all this other stuff that you was talking about, but you stayed there. You stayed there all that time and you went through it. Now, eventually you left. But what about all that time that you was there? And then when you did come out with a suit, you did a civil suit to get money.
Right. You didn't go for the criminal.
Not a criminal suit for what he did to you.
Well, here's also the difference between civil and criminal is that, and I know that you probably already know this, but for anybody in the chat that doesn't know, you know, you don't necessarily have to provide, you know, that he's guilty without a doubt kind of thing. In civil suits, you just have to show that there's more than 51% at fault for that case, and if and you don't even need any evidence as long as 51% is swayed, you know, and then you can actually, you know, get sued that way, which sucks, you know, because if they were really about it, I would say forget the civil shit, go criminal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it actually happened, then go criminal. Get it handled.
Okay, now even dealing with that. Now, she got settled with an undisclosed amount. You know what I mean? Some people say it was 30 million, some say it was more than that. You know what I mean? Don't nobody know the actual amount that she received. But here's the thing though. Now she allegedly went through all this abuse. You know what I mean? To the point that you know she was on hooked on drugs and all this other stuff she had to go through. You know, like she had a lot of stuff that went on with her. Okay, based on the documents that she had turned in for the civil suit, where she, you know, was going through bit by bit as to everything that went on. She had a lot of stuff that went on with her. Okay.
Oh man.
But why is it that okay? So we settle out, and I'm gonna give you this, you know, 30 million or 300 million or
Whatever it is.
That it's okay. He can still walk around as long as he pay me.
Yep. Essentially.
So none of that stuff that went on mattered. None of it mattered. As long as I got this money here.
As long as I got paid my shit, then he can go off and still be reckless with anybody else.
Right. Which goes along to tell you money ruled it all. And as long as they had money, the rest didn't matter. Okay, so why wouldn't you say, no, you know what? I'm gonna do a civil suit, but I'm also gonna do a criminal suit because I don't want this shit to happen to
anybody else. Correct. It shouldn't just be a money grab. You know,
Right.
I think that should be, I don't think you should be allowed to do something on something so criminal. I don't think you should be allowed to only do a civil suit. You know what I mean? Because then you're only dealing with somebody's money in their pocket rather than actually giving them any sort of time.
True. Okay, so even if the judge was sitting here looking at that, wouldn't you think like, okay, he's sitting here reading this, like, wow, and you just want some money? That's all you want is some money.
That's all you need is money for me to walk out of this courtroom right this second and everything is
Right.
good?
Right. Like I'm looking at this like, whoa, like we need to do. I need to pass this on to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's some other stuff that needs to go on. But that, but just how that happened right there. And like I said, you don't hear nothing else from her. She signed that non-disclosure agreement that she ain't gonna open her mouth and say nothing else, and they go on their way. And that's how a lot of them don't get caught nowadays, because they make these people sign those non-disclosure agreements where you can't open your mouth. They give you a couple dollars and send you on your way.
Yeah, it's essentially a gag order.
Right.
Shut the fuck
But
up.
now they're saying that
Take
these
my money.
non-disclosure agreements really don't count.
No, they
based on
don't.
that law that they put out.
Yes.
So that's why everybody telling now. You know what I mean? But these same people that's telling now were the same ones who had signed these non-disclosure agreements.
Man, too bad. I mean, he set himself up for this shit, but damn it. There's a lot at play here, though. There's a lot of factors. There's a lot of people involved. And who knows how many are actually involved and who's a money grab. You don't know. We can't predict the future. So that's why we follow up with all of our stories and stuff like that. And we're always updating if we got updates to give you guys.
Right. And nobody set him up. He knew that he could get away with it because he's been getting away with it all this time.
Right. I mean, think about it. 35, 30
so
years.
Now you more flamboyant about it. Like the video that they asked him.
Because he ain't scared.
So, and they was like, do you like men or women? And he was like, I don't know. It depends on what my vibe is that day.
He said some shit like that?
Right. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Holy shit. Jesus.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
So and then everybody that's around him, like everybody knows, like, okay, this motherfucker
he's going off his rocker.
Right. You ain't safe. But you remember all these years everybody thought Kanye was crazy when he was talking about a lot of this shit.
Yep.
And they made Kanye out to be crazy.
That they sure did. But he kind of made himself look crazy too. You know what I mean?
That he did.
He didn't really help his case too much.
Right. Orlando Brown did the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought he was crazy, but he was telling shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He was steady telling it. You know what I mean? What was that? What was that term that he said that Puffy did? Orlando Brown. What did he say? That he said Puffy gave him that Oshkosh Booshkosh, whatever.
What the fuck?
Remember that? You remember that when he was talking about that?
What?
Yeah, that's what he said. He gave me that Oshkosh Booshkosh. Whatever.
What the fuck? That's great.
It's crazy, man. This whole shit's crazy. But like I said, like this is just starting. You know what I mean? This whole raid on the houses and stuff like that just happened on Monday. So once they start going through those computers and hard drives and whatever else that they took up out of those homes, that within the next probably week and a half, all hell gonna break loose.
Yeah, all they got to do really is follow the money. Follow the money trail. It will tell you everything you need to know. I don't know why people bypass where that money goes to and why they just allow it to fall through the cracks. No one investigates it correctly. Follow the money. Very simple.
Well, a lot of them probably don't investigate because a lot of them probably involved in it. Like I said, this is a
It paid off. There's a lot of people.
This is a revolving cycle.
It's like an organization. You know what I mean? Like they got it all figured out.
Yep.
Shit's crazy.
Revolving cycle of bullshit. And they all involved. You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing. They hit Puff. Jay-Z next. Watch. Just watch.
Holy shit.
Just watch. Because they ran hand in hand.
Yeah, Missy, I feel that.
Just
Shit.
watch. Just mark the words. What is this?
Yep, today
March
is
27th.
the 27th.
Okay. Mark my words.
Wow.
If they get puffed,
That'll be the next Tim. That's the next domino that falls.
Yep. If they get puffed, he's gonna be next because he was right beside him.
Holy shit. Shit's getting wild in 2024 already, man. It's just out of control.
But just like they said, this is the year of exposure.
Yes, it is. We're exposing motherfuckers. Holy shit. I definitely wouldn't want to be involved in none of that.
Yep. People definitely gonna get exposed this year. It's gonna be crazy how many people is gonna get exposed this year. For numerous stuff. Just watch.
Yep. And a lot of it we're kind of all going into a gnarly economic time in our life right now. And so 2024, I can see it. I know most people I know right now definitely don't just have it floating in the bank. Everyone I know is hurting. So I don't know, man. This is gonna be rough. And when there's a lack of money, man, it gets dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is gonna be the year of the reckoning.
Trouble says it best, boy. Yeah. Shit is getting wild.
Yeah, boy is right.
Mm-hmm.
Boy's right.
Bernie
that's
Mac
true
called
too.
this shit before he died.
That's true too. Bernie did call it out before he passed. You're right.
Yep, 100%, Miss Lotus. Damn.
Let's see what we got here. See what we got on this chat here.
See what we got on the video section side of stuff.
Yeah, I haven't been able to. I ain't been able to look at the chat because.
Oh no, and you're running that back there, and then I'm popping them up on screen as fast as I can.
Yeah, so I'm scrolling through this.
Yeah, it's hilarious, but you guys, we'll have like 40 videos prepared, and then by the time we get like what we're done, by the end of the show, we've only shown like 20. You know what I mean? Because Archbishop goes all out on research, man. It's amazing to watch.
I put so many on there because I don't know exactly where the conversation is going to be.
Right. You never know if it goes this way, you can be prepared for it that way. Exactly. You're looking at it as like a tree branch, which way we're going to go this way, or if we're going to go this route. Yeah, totally.
Right. So
you're prepared in every aspect. Hook Dog says, how far up the political ladder does it really go? Then we'll see if it goes anywhere. Just look at the past crap that that say he hung himself. Yeah, right. Exactly. Stop capping.
Stop the cap.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, it was. Now he's talking about the Epstein situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That man ain't hang his damn self.
Yeah, it didn't happen. Exactly.
Not willingly. But like that.
No.
He didn't willingly hang himself.
Right. Yep. Totally.
But then, like I said, when they caught that lady that was with him, now, they locked her up. You don't even hear from her no more. You don't hear nothing about that woman. But that woman knew everything that he knew. You know what I mean? But like I said, that man kept records. And shit. You know what I mean? A lot of these people came in power not because of what they knew or what they knew how to do. It's the dirt that they had on them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you're going to play ball or else, or I'm going to expose you. You know what I mean? Like I said, this year is going to be the year for that. It's going to be people nonstop that's going to get exposed this year for all the little things that they've been doing. They're going to get exposed. You know what I mean? Right, Heather. He kept everything. He kept
all the receipts.
He knew everything, everybody. You know what I mean? So you think he was going, he knew that what he was doing was illegal. So do you think like, okay, like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just let people come over here, and I ain't gonna have nothing to hold on them. Shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Give me like that. But they did.
Mm-hmm.
They did once it came out because why? He he got exposed for something else. And when he got exposed for something else, this came into it. They put everything else involved in that. Because if you remember, anytime that you heard about Epstein, who did you hear from? Oprah and all them. Like they were all best buddies until he got in trouble. Once he got in trouble with that, and then that island and all that other shit came on, what did you hear? Nothing.
Zip.
You didn't hear shit from nobody.
Nada.
You know what I mean? He was out there on the island, all right, by his damn self. You know what I mean? And then what they do? They got his money, they put him in jail, and then he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because the man knows too much. Just like this man right here knows too much. You know what I mean? And when people get into situations and they know that that people know a little bit more than what they should know, and they're going to use it, and they know they're going to use it.
And because of that, they just got to X them.
Just watch. Remember the date. 27th.
Yep. He's calling it right now. It's March 27th, y'all. 2024.
So we've been on here for what? Hour and a half.
Hour 30. That was a good episode, man.
Yeah, we got. I'm just waiting to see what all goes on. Exactly. What was that one that just came on there? That part right there.
How many mayors, governors, senators, congressmen, VP, and P are on those hard drives? Exactly.
Yep. And it's all right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then depending on who looking at it, is who going to decide what's going to get out and what's not. Because they ain't going to put everything out. But they're going to look at everything on there, and then they're going to decide what they want to mysteriously leak out to the public, and the one that they're going to keep a hat on. Just watch.
Holy shit, man. Well, guys, what an amazing episode to hang out with you guys and be able to talk about these subjects. You know, oftentimes I learn the most on this show right here. You know, yeah, I'll do research and I'll check out what's going on. I'll be privy to a lot of these topics, but the way that AB goes into a lot of this, it really is like, hey, shut up and listen. You know what I mean? Like, holy crap, there's a lot here. You know, because I'll get a lot of surface level info, and then I'll be like, okay, I kind of got my bearing here. And then when we go in hard, it's like, wow, like my eyes are wide open to a lot of these situations. Every single week, it's like that. It's always worked out that way. Very interesting.
Now, you know, we was actually going to do, remember, I had another story already done.
Yes, we got that. You already got it all done, all prepared. Yeah, so it's ready for next week.
Yeah, so we good for next week because I was actually going to do something else when we jumped on this one instead. So next week's show, we already got that one set up and ready to go. And I'm telling you what, that one right there, oh my God. That one's a doozy. But we gonna I ain't gonna spill it right now, but I'm
right. No, I want you to hold your tongue on that because there's
that made me really think about a lot of things.
And the problem is I know that as soon as I dive deep in that topic with you next week, I already know that I don't want to actually know, but I'm gonna end up knowing. So let's just say that.
Know. Oh yeah,
you're gonna know. If you didn't know, now you know type shit. So yeah. Some of y'all might be changing up your whole lifestyle after our video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But look, I'm gonna tell everybody I appreciate you all coming out today, listening. To the ones who's here every week faithfully, I appreciate you more than words to say. To the ones that's just watching, put it out. You know, hit the subscribe button, like, follow, share, all that. You know, them hitting that like button is just like sending
it's like $5.
You know what I mean? Yep. Hit the button. It's free. Hit the button. You know what I mean? That lets YouTube know that we out here and they're gonna be able to put it on the proper algorithm so that it reaches more people. So
And on top of that, you know, we have heavy YouTube demonetization, guys. So because of these topics that we oftentimes talk about, these episodes, I don't think I've had one Diamond Effect episode be monetized yet. You know what I mean? And I don't care. But what I'm getting at with you guys is that if you guys feel like you can or would like to donate to the show, you've got Cash App for Archbishop is $Bishop8752. And then let's see if there's any more underneath there. If you have like a PayPal underneath there, check it out on the bottom here. His Instagram, his emails there, Facebook, TikTok. Make sure you guys go follow those social medias, please. And then here's my Cash App as well, and my Instagram and TikTok, all that fun stuff. But I did want to thank you guys for supporting us by viewing us, by liking the videos, by sharing the videos. Like that is, you know how they say the best form of business is being able to have it by word of mouth. Well, the share button is the word of mouth on the internet. You know what I mean? So it means a huge amount when something's sent out through a share button. So we appreciate it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then the ones who's not, if you haven't came over to Facebook and hit the group page,
that's right.
Group, go over there. Like I said, we've got a lot of people on there now. A lot of people on there.
I can't even believe it.
So like I said, if you haven't strolled over there, if you're on Facebook, hit the Diamond Effect group chat, answer the little questions, answer the questions. Okay.
Right. Actually answer the questions, guys. Don't leave that shit blank. That's annoying as fuck.
Answer the questions, because if you don't,
you'll just get you'll get declined.
Right. Answer the question. And we can get you in there. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we put in there. We have quite a few people that we have as moderators that go on there, that keeps everything going on there, and we're on there every day too.
And publicly, I do want to thank our moderators as well for the amount of work that you guys put in. I watch it; it's insane because I mean, Facebook is not my primary platform, and so when I do go on and log on to Facebook, I see you guys are in that chat like nonstop. I mean, not only the actual timeline of everything that's going on with the whole group, but same thing, you guys are messaging each other nonstop. The mods have their own chat. Like there's a whole, it's insane. So it's really cool to see. It's awesome seeing all of you guys in there.
Oh yeah, I do gotta give a shout out to my sister, my actual blood sister.
Right on.
Because me and her, she the one that actually had me change my mind on my story and do this story here.
Oh wow! Shout out, man.
She's been following this stuff for months. Okay. And so when she called me and was telling me about it, she's like, I got a good story for you. And she started telling me what all was going on. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I knew about a lot of it because I watched it. And she's like, yeah. You got to do this story. You got to do this story. And I was like, well, I already got a story loaded up. I got to go through and find videos and everything. You don't got to worry about videos. I got them right here. And she went bam, 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 bam. She said,
that's awesome, man.
She sent me videos for 2 days now.
And there she is.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, so she sent videos for 2 days. And I had to go through and figure out which ones I was going to bring up and which ones I could and couldn't, which, you know what I mean? But
totally.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so thank you, CJ, for your help. And like I said, thank you for to the moderators, to the ones that's not moderators that's on there constantly on there chatting and sending invites to all their friends and everything else. I appreciate everything that y'all doing.
We couldn't do it without you guys, sincerely.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Without you guys, there is no fucking show at the end of the day. So we really appreciate it.
I mean, it's growing. I mean,
yeah, it's showing that people like what we're talking about.
Exactly. So let's keep it.
Keep on pushing. Let's keep on pushing. That's right.
Telling people, keep putting it out there, and we're gonna keep putting this good content out to you. Okay.
That's right.
So like I said, we're gonna get up out of here. We're going to catch everybody in 7 days.
That's right.
And like I said, if you want a group chat, you want to holler, you got an idea, show idea, anything, hit me on the group chat. And let me know what you got. Or hit me on the DM on Facebook. And let me know what you got. And we'll use it. We'll check it out. We'll investigate it, and we'll use it. So until then, peace out, everybody.
All right. Much love and respect to every single one of you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with us. We'll see you in 7 days. Much love.
One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free, then let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free, mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm standing at the crossroads, feeling like a lost soul. Don't know where I wanna go, but all I know is I wanna be free. They're telling me to let it be, but that just ain't in me, no. Jealousy and envy, but all I see is I wanna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Don't let it get the most of me. Eventually, I'm gonna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. Let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free, mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I told them take their aim off me, stop trying to get a name off me. If they would just let me be, I'm gonna be free. I told them take some chains off me and throw away the locks and keys.